Hello fellow mutants, welcome back to another video, and in this video, I'm on We Got This Covered, and the headline is, Disney reportedly wants to fix Star Wars with a Luke Skywalker movie. Here's what I feel about the Skywalker saga, or Star Wars saga. The first 6 Star Wars movies, or Disney Star Wars. First 6 Star Wars movies, even though they were made under the George Lucas belt, are the best under the entire Star Wars movies, in my opinion. Those 6 movies, plus Rogue One. Now, Rogue One is under the Disney belt for Star Wars, and I still feel today that Rogue One is still the best Disney trilogy. I mean, this Star Wars Disney movie. Out of the five Star Wars movies that we got within the last 5 years. No matter what my issues may be with the first 6, the one thing that you can never complain about the prequels and original trilogy is that they had a plan. George Lucas had a plan from episode 1 to episode 3 and episode 4 to episode 6. And originally, episode 7 to episode 9 that Disney threw away. The Disney trilogy, The Force Awakens, I'll still say to this day, is my favorite of the trilogy, because I feel like The Force Awakens is the best movie of the trilogy and the second best movie out of the Disney Star Wars lineup. Yes, it might have been like a copy and paste of A New Hope, but it set up how it ended up, how The Force Awakens ended. It set up so many potential stories where episode 8 and episode 9 could have won. And I'm not the biggest fan of episode 9, but I did enjoy it better than episode 8, because episode 8 is where the division of the fandom, Star Wars fandom, divided. And my first feeling of The Last Jedi, I was saying, oh yes, I loved it, but after, because I saw each movie in the, I saw The Rise of Skywalker, The Last Jedi, The Force Awakens 3 times in theaters. My last 2 times with The Rise of Skywalker was more like me trying to find out answers in the movie that I might have missed. Like how the hell Emperor Palpatine survived the whole Death Star explosion. Which I've heard some saying that the Emperor Palpatine that we got in the movie was a clone, while others said that he has this secret room on the Death Star that allows him to go through time and space, and some theories saying that he used Sith magic to teleport himself as he was falling down the shaft in Return of the Jedi, which is why he looks the way he looks. So I don't know how he survived. And my father said that, oh, they answered it in the movie. No, they didn't. Yeah, no, they didn't. So, and here's the thing. I will say, because my main criticism of The Rise of Skywalker is the very last scene. Not so much that Rey goes to the Lars homestead, not so much that she buries Luke's and Anakin's and Leia's lightsabers, is her taking the name Skywalker that I have the issue with. outside of like that's my main criticism. Like you just had Leia earlier in the movie saying to Rey, "Don't be afraid of who you are," and then you're going to do a 360 on us, having Rey say, "Oh yeah, I'm Rey Skywalker. Fuck being Palpatine. I'm Rey Skywalker," which would have been an interesting story arc to go in like comic books or a game, like Rey, a Star Wars, a Star Wars story, but having it in a game form. I know Daisy really said that she's not going to do another Star Wars movie. She's not interested, which is why you have voice actors come in as Rey and do a video game. Like have us see, like have it be like I've heard the main criticism with Jedi Fallen Order was I've heard this the same criticism as a Force Unleashed 2 had. It was so short. So have it be longer than The Force Unleashed 2 and Jedi Fallen Order. And have us see where, like, the difficulty Rey has to go through in the galaxy for being a Palpatine, restoring, like, on the beginning part of her restoring honor to the Palpatine name, saying, yeah, my grandfather was a douchebag. I'm not going to defend him. But my parents and me were not douchebags. And then her also rebooting or restarting the whole Jedi Order. And she had the Sacred Jedi text with her. I'm having this book in front of me because this is like the closest thing to the Jedi text I can have. Because in this book, you can even see that there's like Yoda, Thames Carillion, Dooku, Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, Ahsoka Tano, Luke Skywalker. All great Jedi that had this book. Plus Darth Sidious, which was like the only Sith Lord who had gotten a hold of this book and put some of his comments in here. But Rey had the Sacred Jedi text. In the movie, she was kind of trained by Luke. She was trained more by Leia than Luke. You're telling me, like, because I know Disney is going to like ignore the whole sequel trilogy. At least it seems like. So what you're telling me is that you're going to not to pursue the story arc of Rey, regardless of how fans feel about her, how you chose to have her last name. Train the new generation of the Jedi. She can get more information out of this in terms of lightsaber trick. This is Form 1 that you see on the book. And this is deflects laser blasters, can cut through metal and evaporate liquid. Why? She can like, and then she can go on Telos. This is the ice planet called Telos, where some, like, I believe we saw that world in the Clone Wars. She could learn more about the Jedi Order in, like, the Sacred Jedi text. Learn more about the Jedi forms. How to bring back the Jedi trials. And pretty much improve upon the whole Jedi Order thing. Allow love, because the Jedi of the prequels, I believe their mistake, one of their biggest mistakes of the Jedi of the prequels, was that they disabled the Jedi to have attachments. And Luke Skywalker in here does, because this book does mention about the whole Jedi and no attachment thing, and it does have Luke Skywalker saying that he doesn't believe in the whole no attachment thing. That he believes having attachments betters us. And he was also saying he doesn't know where he would be if he didn't have Luke or Han or Wedge. And I believe he also mentions Mara Jade. If I can quickly go find that, because if I remember correctly, they do mention Mara Jade in here, and I think this is canon. So by that standard, since Luke had mentioned Mara Jade, it does make Mara Jade canon. I'm forgetting, and don't worry guys, I'll get to like the main topic of this video in a bit. I just can't remember where I saw the no attachment thing, because this literally, and maybe I make a whole separate video just saying how this book kind of does conflicts with the whole Mara Jade, she's she doesn't exist in this new timeline. Yeah, I'll have to go back and reread this book, which I don't mind. Oh no, wait, never mind. Found it. Just earlier in the book, it says, maybe it's because most of my challenges have come from the Sith spirits and other external threats, but I don't believe in banishing attachment. I can imagine my life without Mora, Leia, or even Han. So I was wrong about him bringing up Antilles, but he does mention Mora, so this does say, like, I'll show you guys. Next to my finger, it says Mora. And you guys can pause this video too if you want to try to make out what it says. So yeah, Mora is canon. Anyways, and maybe they'll have Mora in this Luke Skywalker's movie that I'm going to read the article to. It says, under the House of Mouse, the Star Wars fandom has become more divided than ever. But apparently Lucasfilm is willing to fix that, even if it means that they have to reboot the entire sequel trilogy timeline. Pretty much doing the whole Elseworld type thing that I've been hearing rumors about. While some fans were already mad at Disney for recycling A New Hope with a new coat of paint in The Force Awakens, it wasn't until Rian Johnson's The Last Jedi that the division tore through the fan base. And I don't exactly entirely believe that it was The Last Jedi itself. I believe it, and don't get me wrong, Last Jedi did play a part in the fandom breaking, but I don't feel like the film itself was the cause of the division. I feel like it was more of the people on Lucasfilms who was the cause of the division. Because Star Wars merch and Star Wars in general was still popular. A lot of fans were hyped about it with The Force Awakens, with Rogue One. And pretty much everybody was pretty hyped when the trailers of The Last Jedi came out, present party included. And I was one of those people that at first I liked The Last Jedi, but after I saw it like the second and third time, I was like, okay, maybe I don't like. Maybe I that was like more like me on the hype train, because I saw it the first day it came out, and I liked it. Then when I saw it multiple more times, I said this doesn't really feel most like Star Wars. Like even my first viewing, I was mad how they took out Luke Skywalker. And keep in mind, I was saying, always been saying, I did not mind grumpy old Luke, partially because we got a hint of him back towards the end of the movie. And there was still one more movie that we could see the Luke that we knew return, if that made sense. And we did. We saw Luke that we knew return, but as a Force Ghost. I still think either they should have kept Luke alive to kill him off in Episode 9 the right way, or just kill him off the right way in Episode 8 if they were going to kill him off, or just let him live. And maybe through, like, between Rey and Luke, have both of them start up the new Jedi Order. Anyways, I digress. Continuing. Lucasfilm attempted to redeem the to take on the franchise through The Rise of Skywalker, a movie solely written to cater to fan requests. But the backlash backfired in the company's face, and Episode 9 ended up just as controversial as its predecessor. Not more, J.J. Abrams' concluding act also ended up as the lowest grossing movie in the sequel trilogy. I mean, yeah, I have to agree, it was full of fan service, so yeah, I'm not surprised. Lucasfilms has already marketed The Rise of Skywalker to be the last movie in the Skywalker saga, so one will assume that it's time to move on. It seems, though, that the studio wants to retell the story and amend its errors. Well, we advise taking the following with a grain of salt. YouTuber Overlord DVD is now claiming that Disney intends to get rid of Kathleen Kennedy, and as soon as they do that, they'll bring back George Lucas to revise the sequel trilogy, starting with a movie that features Luke Skywalker 10 years after the events of Return of the Jedi. In this new timeline, Ben Solo will still turn to the dark side, but Luke will have nothing to do with it. Apparently, this is all part of Lucasfilm's attempt to wipe out the slate and start fresh. And what better way to do that than to bring Luke Skywalker, one of the epic centers of the controversy in the sequel trilogy of Skattered arc in Episode 7. Look, it's gonna be hard because right now I don't really have that much faith in Disney with the whole Star Wars thing. Maybe I'll get proven wrong, because like I said, I do like Rogue One. I think that's the best Star Wars movie of the Disney belt. And I do like the Clone Wars. I do like Rebels. Resistance I don't really like. So I did enjoy The Force Awakens as, like, just standing on its own. I did like The Force Awakens, but the sequel trilogy as a whole, I feel like if you're going to bring in The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker along with The Force Awakens, then yeah, I feel like The Force Awakens gets hurt because of The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, but mostly because of The Last Jedi. And it's going to be hard. I'm saying it's hard because Disney already has lost a lot of the Star Wars fans' trust in terms of, like, their Star Wars base. They lost a lot of their fan base in the Star Wars area. So I don't expect, if this rebooted sequel trilogy happens, I don't see episode 7 making as much money as it could, especially with the Force Awakens version of episode 7. And potentially I can't see the new episode 8 making as much money as The Last Jedi did. And the only reason why The Last Jedi made as much money as it did was because it came after Rogue One and The Force Awakens. But if they play their cards right with both movies, that the new episode 9 could surpass the new episode 7, new episode 9, and could easily surpass the current sequel trilogy at the moment in terms of box office. And another reason why I'm saying that it might be hard, because Harrison Ford might not want to return as Han Solo. I mean, I was surprised that they got him back to be Han Solo in the Rise of Skywalker. I really was. I'll be even more surprised if they'll get him back in the new sequel trilogy, if these rumors are true. And with Carrie Fisher unfortunately dead, I feel like the only way to bring service to Leia is if they had killed her off screen. Like, okay, maybe if like Kylo Ren, the new version of Kylo Ren, maybe that version of Kylo Ren killed Leia and this epic lightsaber battle, and maybe have like her, if Billie Lourd is okay with doing this, just have her be recasted as young Leia, because she was young Leia in The Rise of Skywalker. So maybe just have her be young Leia and have them do like this lightsaber fight. I mean, we had flashbacks in the Star Wars series before, saga before, with Rogue One, The Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker. And you can kind of say that same thing too, in a way, with a flash, like with the Force vision scene with Rey in the Force Awakens. But yeah, so I just feel like if they're gonna reboot it, the best way to handle Leia is to say, oh well, Leia tried to bring Ben to the light side before it was too late, but he killed her. It can be a nice parallel to Darth Caedus, the whole Darth Caedus thing, because I never really read the book when Darth Caedus is the son of Han and Leia turned to the dark side, but I've heard that he did, like, Mary Jade does get killed by Darth Caedus, which is Jason Solo, and I think it was she was trying to turn her nephew back to the good side. So maybe they can write it in, regardless if they actually saw her or not. Have it where Leia did try to turn her son back to the light side, but failed. That would kind of be like a nice parallel to Legends, to the whole Mary Jade thing. But let's read, shall we? While there's been reports about how Disney wants to sack Kathleen Kennedy, which I don't really believe that they will, we can't help but feel that a Star Wars reboot might be a bit of a stretch, especially now that especially now that so much time has passed. But one way or another, we'll know for sure where Lucasfilm eventually steps forward with their plans on the future of the galaxy far, far away and its fans. I mean, like I said, the only way I can see, like, I can see the new episode 7 make as much money as it could be. Not nearly as much as The Force Awakens did. I could be wrong, especially about the new episode 8. But let's pretend these are real. These rumors are real. Let's pretend for a second. Then Lucasfilm has to play their cards right. They have to listen to what the fans, like, let's say the new episode 7 is in. Then they really need to listen to fans, what fans are saying. Besides doing what they did with The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, and don't bash us. That's where I feel like Lucasfilm's mistake came in, that they decided to bash fans who criticize their movies. Good way to push away customers. Star Wars has been a part of my life. Well, there was like hints of Star Wars here and there in my life before I really got into it, but officially Star Wars has been in my life since I was 11, and it's been in my life for a while now. My very first Star Wars movie that I've seen in theaters was The Clone Wars, then The Phantom Menace in 3D, the sequel trilogy, then the Disney Star Wars movies. I would be up for a whole type of like Elseworld thing to the sequels, which kind of will affect the whole Star Wars universe in a way, because then that might open up the fact like what we could get a movie of, like what if Anakin never turned to the dark side? How would Luke and Leia turn out then? Or what if Ahsoka never left the Jedi Order? Or what if she had died in Order 66? Or what if Ahsoka had met Anakin before the turn to the dark side? What if Luke and Leia switched places? What if Anakin fought Grievous instead of Sidious? Instead of Obi-Wan on Utapau? What if Anakin went with Obi-Wan to fight Grievous on Utapau? What if Mace Windu killed Sidious? What if Yoda was the one who fought Sidious in the Chancellor's room besides Mace Windu? What if Luke Skywalker did turn the dark side? Like, explore the whole dark side concept that I've been hearing. That was like that was like the original ending for Return of the Jedi. It opens up like many projects, like what ifs, and the whole Elseworld thing is not new to the whole Star Wars thing. I mean, there's 3 different ways of Shakti's death. There in the Force Unleashed game, so did an Elseworld type deal with their DLCs, plus with their endings a bit. With if you choose the light side, you get one ending. If you choose the dark side, you get another ending. So the whole Elseworld thing is not exactly new. And plus, Disney saying, "Oh yeah, what was canon before we bought Disney? Star Wars. That's not canon anymore." And in the sense, old canon is part of the whole Elseworld type deal. So yeah. So, do I think ultimately that redoing the sequel trilogy will help the whole Star Wars brand? Maybe. Especially if Disney Lucasfilms gets their act together, then yeah, I believe it can. I believe it has the potential of sparking the interest of fans again. But so it's potential. Do I think Luke Skywalker making a movie based off Luke Skywalker will help? I mean, he is a fan favorite, one of the most beloved Star Wars characters. He's my favorite Jedi and character in general. So I would see it because he's my favorite character in Jedi, and I will have high expectations for it. But I do not believe that Luke Skywalker, by just having Luke Skywalker, it will save the Star Wars franchise. Yes, Luke Skywalker will help Han Solo, R2-D2, C-3PO, Chewbacca, preferably Leia, but I won't understand if they don't use her because of what happened to Carrie Fisher. Lando, etc. Yeah, multiple characters that we saw from the originals and the prequel trilogies could be tools for Disney to save Star Wars, but what will save Star Wars is Lucasfilm getting their act together and making better content, listening to fans besides bashing them, and stop bashing fans. Stop trying to pander to the Hollywood SJWs and start pandering to the fans that you already had from the first 6 Star Wars movies, plus the Clone Wars. Pander to that crowd, and I'm willing to bet you'll get a new crowd coming in. And the fan base will be more positive and will grow. So I don't think using Luke Skywalker, and only Luke Skywalker, will be the thing that saves Star Wars. I think there is many factors to consider in saving Star Wars. But yeah, if they treat Luke Skywalker right, if they do Skywalker in the right way, then yes, that will be the first step in the right direction, in my opinion. And I'm not saying that only because Luke Skywalker is my favorite Jedi. I'm saying that because it's the truth. And I'm hoping one day that Disney will see that, and like Lucasfilm will say, hey, maybe we need to grow the hell up and stop bashing fans who has any criticisms and start listening to us. I mean, that's why I have so much respect for George Lucas, because he took so much there was a lot of criticism with the prequels, but he took it like a man. And that article, speaking of George Lucas, the article did say, and George Lucas will return. I don't know if he would, because one, it was like verbally attacked by fans, or some fans who made the prequel, when he was making the prequels. And two, Disney kind of screwed him over. They kind of did. So I can't, and I could be wrong, and I'm hoping I'm wrong, but I can't see George Lucas saying, yeah, I'll come back, save your guys' asses. And I can see him saying, oh, you guys who have listened to me. Plus, I can't really see him on top of Disney screwing him over. He has a family. He has a daughter that is 3, 4, I want to say. And he's in his 70s, 80s. I believe that he's focusing more on fatherhood than production. Maybe he'll write the scripts and then send it to someone to actually execute the scripts. His plan overall. Maybe the only thing George Lucas would do is do the writing, and then say, "Hey, I'm going to appoint like Steven Spielberg to oversee the sequel trilogy, my sequel trilogy, so that way I, George Lucas, can focus on being a father, and that way I can kind of see him stepping into this whole Star Wars making, but focusing on fatherhood as well, getting like the best of both worlds, if that's the case. But I kind of doubt that he'll return for like mainly because how fans treated him during the prequels, like some fans, and how Disney screwed him over. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think Luke, like having a Luke Skywalker movie, will restore balance to the Star Wars community? Do you guys think rebooting the sequel trilogy is the best thing to do? Let me know in the comment section down below. Love you guys. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. Love you all and have an awesome tackler day, you awesome tackler people.